How's it going, everybody? Vegeta saying what is good to all my Super Saiyan homies, here to bring you all sorts of Dragon Ball content. If you enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. That being said, today we're going to do another equipment guide for the Super Saiyan 4 LF Goku. Just because, I mean, well, A, he's the only character that dropped, but B, you know, I would like to think that these have been a little bit helpful at the very least. It seemed like the Caulifla one did a lot better than the Androids one did as a team. So I think I'm going to focus more so in the future on individual units as they come out. So like a new, like either the new LFs or the new Zenkais, what might work best for them. You know, pick like 5 or 6 equipments that would work really well for them and go from there. That being said, I also plan on putting out showcases again. I've just been really trying to focus on my grinds in PvP and actually just make myself a better player so that this way, you know, making showcase isn't necessarily a struggle, not necessarily feeling like I can only get a showcase in within that first week or so, and then I have to really focus on my PvP rather than commentary. So I am trying to, you know, kind of train a little bit, get a little bit better, but I do promise that there are showcases on the way. I have a few good things planned, a few good things in mind. Despite not having pulled this dude, you know, I still have some content involving some newer stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into it. So the first thing we're going to look at is the Awakened Leave the Rest. To me, this applies to every single GT unit in the game. Not that there's that many of them, but you know, it's a very useful equip regardless. Now, I know I've said in the past videos that I don't necessarily try to focus on double offense, but I 100% agree with Ryuden in what he said in his video, that there's not really much you're going to be able to do defensively to make this guy look good. So I really, for this, am kind of focusing on like astronomical damage stats. That's what I'm looking at. So for here, you could have a double offensive of 18% to blast and strike, or you can have a double defensive, and then we've got a pure buff for strike defense based on the number of GT units you have. So even if it's just him, you're getting a solid little buff. But you know, if you are running other GT units with him, you're getting a very, very nice pure buff of up to 6% per GT unit. So yeah, that right off the bat, I think this is a really good start. Because again, you'd either be double offense or double defense, both at really decent numbers. So yeah. Next up, we've got Blast It, and I think this is a really, really good option, only if you roll the strike at the end, because it can go up to 20%. You've got Blast Defense, which helps for all of his blast armor and his green card, his blue card, and his ultimate, and he's got crit here. So I think this is a phenomenal equip for him if you can get a strike roll at the end, a good strike roll. So yeah, that's that. Next up, we've got I'm an Elite. This one applies to every yellow unit in the game, and I would say this one's pretty good because, you know, you got that 20% to strike attack, you got the 10% to key recovery, and then circumstantially, you can have up to 30% to defenses against Saiyans. So that's actually a pretty solid number, I feel like, at the end of the day, and especially with how many Saiyans we see running around. Plus, I feel like we are going to start seeing a bit more of an increase in Saiyans again as we approach the anniversary. You know, obviously, androids are still going to be really present. Obviously, regen's still going to be really, really present. But there's still going to be a lot of teams, you know, forever throughout the meta that are going to have Saiyans, so it's never a bad role to have a defense or an offense against Saiyans. So yeah, that's why I'm putting this one on the list. Next, we have just hanging a little longer Piccolo, which is one of the best equips for Goku in the game. At least any strike-based Goku in the game. Because while you've got the strike defense and you could roll double strike defense, that can roll up to about 17.5%, or sorry, 27.5%. So you've already got a very solid strike defense right there if you're rolling a strike defense in that middle slot. But if you're rolling strike attack, you can get upwards to 30%, 30.5% on strike attack, which is just a chef's kiss amount of damage. I mean, we've seen just on the one slot for the Tournament of Power equip, people were going nuts trying to get that last slot to at least like 30 or better, because it's so rare you see an equip that goes that high, and if they do, it's like this. You know, it's usually split over 2 slots. So that's a really powerful equip, in my opinion. Excuse me. I think even if you roll the double defense and you roll a solid slot for the strike at the end, you know, you're then getting a really high strike defense with a very solid, you know, upwards of 18% on strike attack. So regardless, I think this is a really good equip for every strike-based Goku. Next we have It's All Up to My Fists, which is easily one of the best equips for every Goku in the game. And I'm not saying Blast or Strike, just one of the best ones in the game. One of the things we want to focus on with this Goku is the blue card, and specifically the ult damage. The ult damage is going to be probably one of the more important things to focus on, considering we have that description of, you know, it has the potential to one-hit KO, which I think is just referring to the buffs it has based on defeated battle members. So I would say it's probably the more, or it's one of the better stats to focus on, and this right here does special move, ultimate move, and then one of the greatest slots, I think, because you don't see it on a lot of equips, but it really is useful and can really take your enemy off guard. Vanish recovery. Just having a little bit extra vanish recovery, just having a slightly faster chance to get your vanish back is never something to be underestimated. So yeah, that's that, and let's move on. I just got a couple more and we'll call it a video. Next up, we've got It's All You, Gohan, and I think this is probably one of the better equips, only if you're going to be running him on like a Sunfam build, because at the bottom, you've got a pure buff per Sunfam unit, and it's to strike for 5%, and then double defense, which, you know, they're not necessarily super high or anything like that, but the pure buff of 5% I think is definitely worth noting. So while this probably wouldn't be the primary equip that I ran on him, if you are running him on a Sun family build, I can definitely see this having some use and effectiveness for you. And the last equip we're going to look at is the new one that you can get from PvP. These times were dark enough without you, and this thing, because it applies to all Super Saiyan 4s, this is going to be really useful for all 4 of them. We all have a feeling that the old 2 Super Saiyan 4s will be getting a Zenkai at some point in the near future, maybe before the anniversary. So if that's the case, you know, this would be a great equip for them, since every single Super Saiyan 4 has an ult. They all have one, so you know, you farm up like 4 of these and you're good to go, because it's not focusing on blast, it's not focusing on strike, you're getting health, which is always a good little defensive thing, you know, having a little bit extra health, letting you survive maybe an extra card or 2, never something to sneeze at. Special move, which like we said, this is something that we kind of want to focus on with this Goku, and mainly the ultimate move of about 13% is really the main thing that we want to look at. That's going to be nice for every single one of these Super Saiyan 4s and their ults, and eventually Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when he does come, because we know he will have an LF, which will be off of probably an ult. So yeah, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it at least a little bit helpful. I'm, like I said, going to try and do these for the new characters, new Zenkais as they come, and I should have a showcase out tomorrow. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Thanks for all the support to this day.